at Sydney Motorsport Park today for JET200's second shakedown. We went to Wakefield a week and a half ago. Things went pretty good, but now we need to test it at the track where World Time Attack is held, and of course, that's here at Eastern Creek. So we're basically going to go through and check all of the aero and suspension setup, how it worked at Wakefield versus how it works now, and we're also going to check that what we fixed after Wakefield works now as well. So I guess we might as well hit the track. Let's go. Come back from our third session today. Similar to Wakefield, our first two sessions were pretty much just spent sorting out little problems on the car. Nothing major, nothing that's stopping us from getting out there, but essentially in the first session we went out, we had a little problem with the aero scraping, the wheel alignment problem that just needed to be changed a little bit to suit this track. Second session, we still had a problem with the aero, so essentially we had to reinforce the splitter because we just have a lot more speed here than what we did at Wakefield. So we've modified that, then we went out for the third session, and that's where we finally got in the groove of the car. The alignment changes seem to have worked quite well, especially in the rear. There's a little bit to go in the front still. The front aero isn't touching anymore now, except for just under brakes into turn one, so we've got to sort that out. And our rear wing, well, we saw the result when we came in, so we're going to be on the going shopping for a new rear wing for the car, something a little bit more orientated towards Time Attack than what we had, but so far so good. We're going to head out for the fourth session now. We should be able to start pushing the car a little bit harder. Mechanically though, the car's A1, temperatures and pressures, everything all spot on in the car. It is simply now just a matter of developing the suspension and aero package to make the most of everything else in the car. Let's do it. I just came back from our, was it fifth session of the day? So the car mechanically has been very reliable actually. In fact, there hasn't been any major things go wrong mechanically. The biggest thing we've learned today is probably about the aero balance of the car more than anything else. The front has a lot of downforce. The rear pretty much has none because it isn't a real Time Attack wing. So what we're finding is on the high speed 4th and 5th gear corners, so around the back of Corporate Hill and turn 1, we have to brake a lot more than we want because it's not the mid-corner speed that's down, it's actually the aero balance on turn-in. The car literally wants to spin around. So rather than risk spinning the car around going into those high-speed corners, we have to come in a little bit slower, then we can feed the power back in again, and then the car's actually really good. So it's got a lot of front-end grip now. We've got to sort the suspension down a little bit to stop it from hitting the ground under hard braking on the straight. But one thing I can tell you about the aero, the amount of drag that aero has. No matter how good your aero is, there will be some drag. I tell you what, the car's not as quick in a straight line as it used to be, but the high boost button, that fixed that up pretty good. Brakes are now unbelievable. The rest of the car, in terms of chassis-wise, is unbelievable. It's solid. So Chris from CS Engineering has done an awesome job on making sure this car runs all day. It's killer, it's good. The pit crew have been mad. Matt, Eric, Chris, good job. We're back out again testing soon. A few little tweaks left to go, and then it's World Time Attack.
I don't think stressful is the word, but we had a couple little aero issues with the aero actually creating too much downforce and trying to push the splitter off the front of the car. We resolved that pretty quickly. That was our major thing to do today. We played around with the wheel alignment on the car a couple of times. Today we had no major mechanical issues at all. Brakes performed really, really well. We haven't actually touched the bias on the brakes yet. Our first guess was pretty much spot on. Everything else on the car is fixed now. We had a little problem last testing with our catch can. That's resolved now. A couple little oil seepages, that's resolved now. That's about it. So everything on the car so far is performing really, really well.